Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll show you a horror film, Human Centipede Part 1. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins on a sunny day along a road in Germany. A man in a gray car looks at the pictures of Rottweilers, which seem connected to one another. After a few seconds, a driver parks his truck alongside the road to relieve himself. The man in the gray car seems to take an interest in the driver, so he decides to sneak and follow him with a gun. While the driver is discharging smelly feces himself, the man aims his gun at the driver to shoot him. The scene cuts to two American girls named Jenny and Lindsay on vacation in Germany. A German waiter invites them to a nightclub called The Bunker. The two decide to be on their way while riding the car they rented. While on their way to the said bunker, Jenny and Lindsay lose navigation in which way they should go. As the two lose their navigation of the ways, the car's tire suddenly goes flat. The two girls are in a panic since they don't know what they should do. Lindsay tries to contact the car company service so that the company can come to help them in their current situation. Finally, after some time of struggling and arguing about what they should do, Jenny discerns a car is approaching their way. Lindsay tries to explain their current situation, but it seems that the man cannot understand them. On the other hand, the man starts to speak in Dutch, which also appears to be not understandable to Lindsay and Jenny. The man also starts to babble and disrespect them sexually, so they decide to just let him go and not to ask for help anymore. While walking in the middle of the woods, they are still arguing about who's at fault in their current situation. In a moment, Lindsay discerns a light coming from a house, not far from where they are located. They decide to go there, hoping that they can ask for some help. The two successfully come in contact with the house owner. They ask him if they can get inside, because it is raining outside. They also ask him if they can use his phone to call the car company service. Before letting them get inside, the owner takes a look outside to make sure that there is no other person around except Jenny and Lindsay. The owner is a German doctor known as the leading surgeon that successfully separated the Siamese twins. It turns out he is also the man in the gray car who tranquilized the truck driver on the road shown at the beginning of the film. At first, the doctor appears to be welcoming to his two stranded visitors. He even asks Jenny and Lindsay to have a seat and have something to drink. Meanwhile, the doctor pretends that he is calling the car company service while mixing the drinking water with Rohypnol, which is a kind of rake drug that causes drowsiness, dizziness, disorientation, and memory loss. While having a short discussion, Lindsay accidentally spills the water across the table, making the doctor furious. He starts to behave inappropriately because of what happened. After that, he notifies the two girls that he will just get a towel. While the both are discussing how they get out of the place, the doctor extracts a dose of relaxant that he will use later. After some time, Jenny starts to feel the effects of Rohypnol that is mixed in the water they drank. The doctor gets back and explains what he did and what caused Jenny to feel that way. As scared as she is, Lindsay tries to escape the doctor's dark intent. But unfortunately, the effects of the drugs start to take over, making her weak and fall into the doctor's hideous plan. Sometime later, the two girls wake up from their pig-like sleep, and they are in shock to find themselves cuffed in a hospital cot. The doctor says that the driver he caught the other day is not a match for the surgery that he is planning to execute, so he decides to kill him by injecting his dextrose with euthanasia, which is used for the painless killing of a patient, in the tubing of his dextrose. The doctor describes himself as a surgeon, known for separating the Siamese twins. After his introduction, he explains that he designed a never-seen operation, which is transforming 3 individuals into a centipede-like creature. In addition, the doctor explains the process of the surgery that he will execute with his 3 captives. At the end of his discussion, the doctor clarifies that he will make a human centipede out of his 3 captives by connecting the head's bumhole to the middle piece's mouth and connecting the tail's mouth to the middle piece's bumhole. To start the procedure of the planned surgery, the doctor goes to another captivated victim named Mr. Innocent and injects him with propofol, an anesthetic agent used for general anesthesia, to make someone calm down and sleep like a pig. While he is injecting Jenny with the same relaxant, Lindsay tries to escape and manages to uncuff herself using her mouth. Unfortunately, she doesn't know that the dextrose is still connected to her veins. So while trying to escape, she injures herself because the needle was forcibly pulled out from her veins. Lindsay tries to find another way out, but the doors are all locked. Meanwhile, the doctor follows the trail of Lindsay's blood, only to find her in his room. The doctor tries to convince Lindsay to open the door, but Lindsay knows what will come after her if she opens the door. That's why she refuses to do so. The doctor warns her that if she doesn't open the door, he will torture her by pulling her teeth one by one. After some time, she realizes that the doctor is not there anymore. Even being put in a cornered situation, Lindsay manages to think of a way how she can escape. She grabs the lamp beside the bed and plans to smash the glass wall of the room with it. To her surprise, the doctor is already standing outside the glass wall of the room with a tranquilizer in his hands. The doctor starts to break the window using the end of the tranquilizer. After forcing his way in, the doctor manages to break the glass wall. By the time the doctor breaks in, Lindsay manages to unlock the door with a key, giving her a chance to escape again from the doctor's hands. Still trying to run away from the doctor, Lindsay suddenly falls into a pool before finding herself in a corner again. The doctor tries to shoot Lindsay with his tranquilizing gun, but she submerges herself to avoid being shot. The doctor realizes that he can put Lindsay to good use by making her the middle piece. He then releases the pool's covering to bring Lindsay into the corner even more. Suddenly, the electric power is cut off because of the continuous rain, so the doctor decides to leave and fix it. Meanwhile, Lindsay grabs the chance to free Jenny. While doing so, she accidentally kicks a metal container, which immediately makes a loud sound, revealing her current location. Nevertheless, Lindsay tries to escape with Jenny by pulling her. She goes to the room where the broken glass wall is located. Since it is now open, she plans on using it as an exit to escape. Given the hard situation they are in, Lindsay manages to get away from the house, while also bringing Jenny with her. Unfortunately, the doctor manages to hit Lindsay with the tranquilizer before she could even proceed further, making her fall down and fall into the doctor's hand again. With all of his 3 captives, the doctor proceeds to do the surgery according to his plan, which is to make a human centipede by connecting his 3 captives. After the surgery, the doctor relaxes and cleans up the mess caused by the chase with Jenny. He then looks at the human centipede he made, with Mr. Innocent at the front, Lindsay in the middle, and Jenny at the back of the human centipede. Looking at the agonizing individuals, the doctor is very proud of himself and his creation of a new creature. As proud as he is, he takes pictures of his masterpiece and proudly looks at the mirror as if he thinks he's the greatest. The next day, the doctor tries to train his so-called human centipede into his pet and commands Mr. Innocent to follow his lead. At night, he tries to feed them. Suddenly, Mr. Innocent stabs him in the leg, which makes him angry, so the doctor beats up Mr. Innocent and warns him that he will pull his teeth one by one if he does that again. The next day, the doctor goes into his backyard again to train with his man-made human centipede. Suddenly, Mr. Innocent feels that he needs to defecate. Since Lindsay's mouth is connected to Mr. Innocent's bunghole, Lindsay is feeding on Mr. Innocent's feces, which makes the process of being in a human centipede disgustingly harder and agonizing. While the doctor is swimming, Mr. Innocent and the 2 others try to escape, but it doesn't make the doctor angry. On the contrary, it makes him feel happier because his human centipede is moving on its own. The next day, the police knock on the doctor's door. The 2 detectives say that there are reported missing people and that their cars were found in the doctor's neighborhood. The detective also asks the doctor to tell him anything he knows, but the doctor refuses to answer and just says that he is a busy man. The doctor repeats the procedure he did with Jenny and Lindsay. He mixes the water with rohypnol in the hope of getting rid of the police. On the other hand, Mr. Innocent tries to scream, hoping that someone will hear them and will come for help. Meanwhile, the detective tells the doctor that he is the suspect in the police's investigation of the missing people. But for the second time, the doctor denies that he doesn't have any clue about the case. As the detective discusses the information they have against him, the doctor suddenly bursts out of rage and tells them to get out of the house. He also keeps on making the detective drink the water he gave, which makes the detective mad about his actions. With his growing suspicions, the detective asks the doctor what's in the cellar, but the doctor refuses to answer and tries to stop the detective from his motive to search the house. While having the conversation, the doctor drops his syringe, which makes his action more questionable to the detective. The police tell him that they will be back in 20 minutes with a search warrant, so the doctor rushes back to his laboratory, only to find out that the 3 are missing. While searching for them, Mr. Innocent grabs the chance of being unnoticed to stab the doctor's feet and knee, making him fall to the ground. With Mr. Innocent leading the centipede, the 3 of them try to escape while the doctor is injured. As they try to escape, Lindsay instructs Mr. Innocent to go where the broken glass is located, and so they do. To their shock, the broken glass was already replaced with a new one. But Mr. Innocent doesn't give up and tries to smash the glass with a lamp. As soon as he spots the doctor, he stops smashing the window and faces the maniac surgeon. Mr. Innocent crawls toward him and describes his miserable past life before taking his own life with a piece of broken glass. The police knock again, but there's no response, so they decide to forcibly enter the premises. On the other hand, the doctor also knows that the police will search the house and that they will soon find the pieces of evidence of his hideous crime, so he goes to his pool area and prepares himself for a surprise attack. While the detective is searching the laboratory, he steps on a stain of blood across the floor. He then hears a gunshot, so he rushes to the upper floor to find out what's happening. When the detective comes across a room, he discerns the human centipede the doctor has made. He runs toward where the gunshot came from, only to find his partner's body floating in the pool. Distracted by what he saw, the doctor successfully shoots him in his torso twice. But with his remaining strength, the detective manages to shoot the doctor in his head, making the psychopath surgeon have his death. Unfortunately, due to his fatal injuries, the detective also meets his death at the hands of the doctor. On the other hand, as Lindsay struggles to stay alive, Jenny also loses her remaining strength to stay alive. This makes Lindsay suffer more, as she now loses both the head and tail of the human centipede. The movie ends with Lindsay as the remaining survivor of the human centipede and the only one to survive the horrifying event. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.